And now, the pièce de résistance of this unboxing video. Okay, so opening the second package. This item was pre-ordered before SpyxFamily Volume 13. And it was set to be released afterwards, but from the arrival dates it was going to be first until both were confirmed to be arriving on the same day. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's Doctor Who time, baby, as my good friend Jean-Luc Harry said at the end of the Universal's special, the 23rd hour. Now, this is the 17th box set, release-wise, in the Doctor Who The Collection box set range, and the third Doctor set, so we are one box set away from the third Doctor being completed, as well as about 9 for the complete collection overall, but 5 of those are from the 1960s, so we'll see about those ones. I've recently done some videos on Universals talking about predictions of the releases following this set, and a video before that about looking back at previous videos and what I got right, what I got wrong, and some theories and discussions relating to certain elements and for some reasons behind some of the predictions. Yeah, Season 7. One of the best seasons of the show, the second best season of the classic series in my opinion, after Season 13. One of the sets still yet to be released, which I think will be not the next one, but the one after, which this time next year, possibly, or the one after that. Actually, I think in my video, I said it should be 3 box sets time, but it would be next year. But I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up being the one this time next year, Season 13 or Season 16. But I'd say probably more likely 13. But yeah. Season 7 is also my 5th favourite of the entire show, as seen in my 39 season rankings video, and Series 14, Season 1 of the Bad Wolf era, Season 40 overall, does not change that. In fact, that one probably just goes above Series 11 on that list. So, let's get this baby opened. Also, what's quite interesting is that the War Games in Colour that aired on BBC4 just days before, just a few days before the Christmas special Joy to the World, this season has the following 4 stories after that. So once the War Games in Colour DVD, Blu-ray and 4K, not 4K, the Blu-ray Steelbook come out, then you've got 5 back-to-back stories in a row that you could watch, and that release also includes the original, so if you prefer to watch the original version, you can do so. I think that will just be on DVD, like the Daleks in Colour just had the original version of the Daleks on DVD. Neither story's been restored to Blu-ray quality yet, although if I'm right about Season 6 being the next collection box set released, as I mentioned in that Universal's video I mentioned, then maybe the War Games won't be off Blu-ray for much longer, and I mean specifically the original version. Although at time of recording, the War Games in Colour still hasn't had a release date confirmed. The Savages animation is next on the 24th of March, and then after that it will probably be the War Games in Colour, but no date has been confirmed for that. Out of the 3 classic releases and 4 releases overall, if counting Joy to the World, of this side of 2025 so far, out of the 3 to 4 releases, I wouldn't have expected the War Games in Colour to be the one that withholds its release date. I would have thought that would have been the Savages, to be honest, but no, that one's coming out in a few weeks' time. Woohoo! And yes, the animation was great when we saw it the other day at the BFI. So, without any more chattering, actually here's the back of the set. Doctor Who The Collection Season 7, continue your Doctor Who archive with the Ultimate Collector's Set, featuring Spearhead from Space, Doctor Who and the Silurians, The Ambassadors of Death, and Inferno. All 25 episodes newly restored for Blu-ray and packed with extra material, including new documentaries, Terror of the Suburbs, Lucky 13, Looking for Mac, Splendid Chap, The Life and Times of Nicholas Courtney, In Conversation, a brand new interview with actor John Levine, Behind the Sofa, 4 new episodes with Katie Manning, Joe Grant, Janet Fielding, Tika Javanka, Sarah Sutton, Nissa Traken, Matthew Waterhouse, Adric, who surprisingly is not with Janet Fielding and Sarah Sutton this time round, so the Fifth Doctor companions aren't all together. Katie's joining Janet and Sarah, and Matthew's going to be with Sophie Aldred, Dorothy McShane, aka Ace, aka the best companion of the classic series, besides maybe Sarah Jane. And also Toby Hadbrook, comedian and Doctor Who fan, and usual commentary moderator, with Daisy Ashford, daughter of Caroline John, who plays Liz in the series, and she herself plays Liz in the audiobooks, and Caroline John's husband, Geoffrey Beavers, aka the Master in The Keeper of Traken, and Big Finish's main Master voice actor. Well, the only one until 2012, to be honest. Doctor Who The Escape Room with Team Third Doctor, movie editions of episodes, I believe, Doctor Who and the Silurians and Inferno for those. Archive treats, Blu-ray trailer, the PDF written archive, scripts and rare archive material. Each disc also contains a range of exclusive special features previously released on DVD, including making of documentaries, featurettes, isolated music score, NTSC DVD episodes, audio commentaries, info text, and much more. And also the Spearhead from Space individual Blu-ray extras from that Blu-ray in 2013. So that story was already released on Blu-ray. This one probably has a better restored version of the said story, but it will probably include extras from that release as well. Spearhead from Space is a 4-part story, and it's also the story that they showed for the BFI screening at the start of February. And the other 3 stories are 7 parts each. So, yeah, long stories. There's a couple of 7-parters in the series. The other 2 are the Daleks and the Evil of the Daleks. But yeah, this season decided that it wanted to be... they wanted to have 3 stories of 7 parts. Though, to be fair, Inferno kind of earns being a 7-parter. But I think Silurians could have been a 6-parter and Ambassadors could have been a 5. I think we could have had another 3 or 4-part story in the season as well, just to kind of break it up a little bit. Spearhead works perfectly as a 4-parter, for example, but this is still a really cracking set, and it looks lovely. I love that it's probably the most colourful cover of the set so far. I was looking at when I was making the video for Universal, so we're predicting the collection releases and doing recaps of what we had so far, plus this set as the incoming release, and looking at the covers, and this one I think is probably the most colourful, and I think it uses the front of the box set to its advantage the most in terms of colour. Like, they've got the bits of grey still knocking about, and it sometimes merges with the colour of the artwork, but in this one's case I think it covers a good chunk of the front in other colours. It looks so bold, which makes a lot of sense. This was the first season to be filmed and broadcast in colour. Yes, with the War Games being the last one to be filmed and broadcast in black and white. Now, of course, if people didn't have colour TVs at the time, they would still watch it in black and white. But for those who had colour televisions, Spearhead from Space was the first story to air in colour. It was also the only story to be filmed entirely on film rather than in the studio, due to, I believe, a strike action at the time. So that's why that one has the earlier Blu-ray release and the easier to restore scanning film prints. Whilst the other 3, they needed a lot more restoration before they could be released. So 10 minutes about babbling about Season 7. Let's get into opening this baby. I do have a postcard from the BFI event that I think is being held with the Season 9 box that I put in for safekeeping, so I'll put that in here later. That's the plastic off. Ruin the collector's value forever. Ha ha! It's mine, bitches. In all seriousness, it still looks absolutely gorgeous. And if I remove the front of it here, and then that's the cardboard J card. I love keeping these things. I don't know why people throw them away. Keep them, for God's sake. Whenever I look for second-hand steelbooks, or when I was looking for the collection box sets when I was starting collecting them, I would always make sure they came with the J card, even if they weren't always in the best condition. Season 18. But I would always make sure I had copies with the J card, and if I had ones where I didn't, I would end up eventually selling or getting rid of them, and then getting new ones that did come with them. So on the front is this wasn't actually a problem with these sets, to be honest. It was mostly with some steelbooks. But okay, here's the front of the box set in full colour. Here's the back, and ooh, nice. That's the TARDIS. I'm guessing that's heading towards Earth at the start of Spearhead, or maybe travelling to the parallel dimension. No, that was just the inside of the console. So that could be the TARDIS on its way to Earth through the vortex. A little bit of creative liberty, because we don't really see the TARDIS travelling through the vortex this season. Like, the Doctor is stranded on Earth. But it still looks really good with this sort of blue and purple look. This is also one of the few sets of the collection to be rated a PG rating as opposed to a 12, although none of the stories before 1996 would have been rated 12, according to a BBFC podcast from a few years ago, though maybe some of the animations could make them change their minds, but for the most part, every episode of Classic Who is either a U or PG. But upon DVD and later Blu-ray releases, extras included would get that 12 age rating, so that would sometimes bump discs and therefore releases up to a 12 rating. This is one of the few cases of the collection sets where that is not the case and we retain the PG rating. I believe Spearhead from Space, the story, is a U, but the extras included on the special edition DVD and the Blu-ray bumped it up to PG, as well as on here. I believe Ambassador of Death might have been a U, but then was bumped up to PG because of extras. Or actually, was that released as a U already? Actually, that might even have been a U on DVD. Might be PG due to extras on these discs. I don't think there's been a collection release that has had a U-rated disc. I think they've all been PG or 12. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. I'm happy to see a green U triangle on one of these discs if that is the case. I think Inferno and Doctor and the Silurians are definite PGs. And maybe Ambassadors is a U, but yeah, actually Ambassadors might be a U, but extras have raised it to PG. So okay, maybe we won't see the U triangle for that then. Okay, so opening it up, and we have on the inside. So here we have the Doctor about to fall out the TARDIS, just like we see in the start of Spearhead from Space, but from a slightly different angle. Also, there's an Auton in the background. I've just noticed that. That's really clever and really cool. And on this side is the first disc, but we'll get back to that in a bit. Let's open up this. And there's some leaflets, more on that in a moment, but there's the inside of the console and sort of a working room. I'm wondering if you can see that clearly. I'm not sure if this is to a specific episode. It's been a while since I've watched Season 7, besides the Spearhead screening the other day, and I know it's not quite from that. Maybe it's Inferno, because the console's out individually. Maybe it's a mixture of things. But yeah, it's been a while since I've watched Season 7, besides the Spearhead screening the other week. So please do let me know about that. The more exciting products from Doctor Who thing, and the Season 7 booklet featuring the Third Doctor, Liz and the Brigadier, and Silurians in the cave. Lovely. And on the back, ooh, dinosaur. Dinosaur from that story, hang on. Raw. Usually they have pictures of the actors, maybe with a signature and the BBC logo on the back, but on this time round they had the dinosaur. Okay, interesting. And I believe that picture is also the the front cover of the booklet is on the back of the cardboard J card. So I'll have a look at those later, but yeah. Also, the inside two flaps have the picture from the booklet as well, and then the outside ones have the TARDIS. And then on to the discs. This is a 7-disc set, so I've zoomed in a little bit. So disc 1 is Spearhead from Space and features the Doctor, Liz, and 3 Autons, and I think the tentacle from the nesting creature. The disc art looks like it's going to be the same colours from the background of the front cover. Disc 2, Doctor Who and the Silurians, featuring the 3rd Doctor, and a similar picture from the DVD cover, and the dinosaur, which only appears in the 2 or 3 episodes of the story. Disc 3, also Doctor Who and the Silurians, and features 2 of the Silurians. Disc 4 is The Ambassadors of Death, and features 1 of the Ambassadors of Death. And I think that's the Recovery 7 shuttle behind it, space probe. Disc 5, Inferno, and features the Primoid and a guy turning into a Primoid. Disc 6 features of a brigade leader and alternative universe Liz Shaw. Fun fact, when Inferno got its special edition DVD in 2013, the original release on DVD was therefore became the latest DVD, or latest in the time period of the early DVD releases to be given a special edition later down the line, as it was released in 2006 for the original release, and then the special edition in 2013. So that was the latest of the stories released on DVD in the first few years to later get a special edition, until the Shada animated version, and then Enemy of the World, and then The Power of the Daleks. So then moving on to disc 7, which is bonus features, and features the 3rd Doctor beating up some unit people, possibly from the alternative universe. There's some notable fight scenes between the 3rd Doctor and alternate universe unit soldiers. And on the back, behind the 7th disc, is a picture of the 3rd Doctor himself in the title sequence. Lovely. So there we go. I'm just going to check the booklet to see which discs specifically feature what. So Spearhead from Space is on disc 1. Bit of a Doctor Who and the Silurians on discs 2 and 3. I think the episodes are just on disc 2, and then disc 3. Well, it has the movie edition and some special features. The Ambassadors of Death just on disc 4. Inferno on discs 5, 6, and 7, and there's some other special features. Well, disc 6 has the movie version for Inferno, and I think the main episode's on disc 5. And then disc 7, to be honest, disc 7 could just be considered the special features disc, in all honesty. That they did initially start having just special features discs, and then later down the line, sometimes the last disc would be incorporated with last stories of the box set, like for season 24 with Dragonfire, with season 17 Shada, season 18, one of the earlier ones actually, K9 and Company. So this one's kind of slotted in with Inferno, even though it could just be considered maybe the season 7 bonus disc. But, well, if that was the case, they probably would have had it on the back page of the booklet around here, but oh well, whatever. Yeah, expect some positive feedback for the reception and after image write-ups in this booklet for, at the very least, Spearhead and Inferno, and to a lesser extent the other two stories. To be fair, Silurians is really well praised, and Ambassadors of F to a lesser extent, but it's still a positively received story. This season has a reputation for good reason, and not just because of its season opener and finale. The other two stories are fairly well popular as well. Not quite as much as the first and last, but still well received, and it's considered one of, if not the strongest season of the classic series, besides maybe the first three Tom Baker seasons, and or season 26, depending who you ask. For me, it's the second strong, as I mentioned, it's my second favourite of Classic Who behind season 13. Season 26 is then the third best, and then I think I said 12 and 14, I think 14 then 12. Although there are a few other seasons that I think are also really good. And overall, it's my fifth favourite season. Top 5 consists of this and season 13 in second, and series 1, series 3 and series 4 of the revival in fourth, third and first respectively. So, there we go. That's the Doctor Who The Collection season 7. The latest set in the range. What's the next one? We'll find out eventually. Last set, season 25, came out in October, mid to late October, and it was about 2 months before we knew this was coming. So, let's say maybe in May we'll find out if it's going to be an autumn release, or during the summer if it's going to be a winter release. But yeah, that's my unboxing videos, whether this is either a 2-part video for SpyxFamily Volume 13, Manga, and Doctor Who The Collection Season 7 Blu-ray, with, if part 1, or at the start of this video, also including me mentioning getting the Azamanga Daioh Omnibus Manga and the Lord of the Rings, the War of Rohirrim 4K Steelbook. Which, like I said, I didn't record unboxings before, I just opened them normally. Actually, funny enough, when I opened the War of Rohirrim one, I thought that was the SpyxFamily manga. I thought that had arrived. But my mistake. I got it actually, I didn't mention where I got it from. I got it from eBay, but I think they must have been selling on behalf of HMV, because even though they had sold out, it still had the HMV sticker on the plastic cover over the steelbook, and on the label on the cardboard package that arrived in. So I guess the seller was selling it on behalf of HMV, or got it from there and then was selling it on further. But either way, got it with HMV. Well, I suppose actually no, it would have been sent straight from HMV, or maybe the seller gave them the details. But either way, it ended up being sent to me. And I was just a bit surprised about that, considering the way I thought I was getting it. As well as also the timing. I thought I would get it at the end of March, but I managed to get it on the 1st, just a few days before its actual release. So yeah, awesome. Well, SpyxFamily Volume 13, I thought I'd get that, if not on the first day, then maybe a day or two after, but it ended up being a few more days. Funnily enough, when I tried to get Volume 12, like I said, it wasn't a few days after it actually came out. I didn't see it at the Forbidden Planet in London when I was trying to pick it up alongside Volumes 5 and 7. But then I just got it a bit later on alongside the Sailor Moon Volume 10 manga I got. Then I'm waiting on, I think, the Nakato Tashuki collection, so I'm waiting on the Sailor V manga releases of, in that series. There should be 2 of those, so hopefully I'll get those. Okay, that's about it for this video. Or videos, even if I did a split for SpyxFamily Manga, Volume 13, plus Azamanga Daioh Omnibus and Lord of the Rings War of Rohirrim Steelbook being mentioned at the start of that video, and then the second one for Doctor Who The Collection Season 7. So thank you for watching either this video, or more likely videos, and I'll see you guys next time for the next video. I am hoping to watch Joy to the World again, and then I'll finally do that review soon. So yeah, sorry about that. I didn't get around to doing that when I planned. I will try and see if I can get that out at the start of this month, before Season 2, or Series 15, or Season 41 of Doctor Who begins on the 12th of April. I hope they tell me the title of the first episode, so I can say next episode. It's rumoured to be the Red Robots, but we'll see how it goes. But that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the Nicholas Payne YouTube channel.